Yeah, Rich has made multiple WCG appearances in StarCraft Brood War, but really hasn't been able to get it together in StarCraft 2, I feel. He's just missing that key component to set him apart from, you know, top NA from, you know, the super top, like SeleCT level at this point. And, you know...
Rich's future?
Rich's future, I'm sorry, Rich Almond. Future...
no, that's an awesome name. I wish I was...
Rich Almond?
No, just Rich. Well, Almond's pretty cool. I would like to be called like Rich Moon or something.
Rich Moon?
Or Rich Sun. How cool is that? You've never thought of that? Imagine if you had a name like that.
What if your last name was Bod and your name was Richard Bod?
Or Poor. Rich Poor.
No, so you'd be Rich Bod.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Why was that funny? What am I missing?
It was so funny in my head.
Oh.
And then when I said it out loud, it
well,
was just so stupid.
But what we could say is that he perhaps has a rich future ahead of him. Because he is a great player, at least from what I've seen. He's a very entertaining player, but as you said, he's a good player. He's been a good player on the NA scene for quite a while. Was on VT Gaming. After that, I believe he was on Rain Gaming for a while as well. But he's never been one of those guys like SeleCT, like Idra, that everybody considers the best of the server at any given point.
But you know, SeleCT travels all around the place. Rich stays in Georgia and trains as hard as he can.
Ah, yeah. He's from the same area as Mr. Bitter.
From Mr. Bitter, yeah. But, you know, sooner or later, these players that just stay home and train are going to rise up and be as good as those players that are well known. And
well, I have no idea how much future plays. I'm not personally close with him, but I look forward to seeing him. This is, of course, what the NASL Gauntlet is all about. We're not just inviting the absolute top players. Every now and then we're going to give outsiders a chance as well, because, hey, how cool would it be if somebody out of nothing wins 4 games on a row?
Exactly.
All lights will be on him immediately.
Future, of course, can only win 3 games total, because this is the last match. So
yeah, but if he carries the Gauntlet to the next time, he could still win more. Vibe was the player that won the last, or at least ended as King of the Hill champion last time, but today he already lost in the first game today against an excellent playing Beastie QT. But then Beastie sort of went nuts in the second game against Minigun. Decided to play very weird, and Minigun took him out.
Yep. Right now we have the most standard build coming out from Future. It is just a Gateway Cybernetics core, only 2 Chrono Boosts on probes, and he's probably going to fast expand after a Zealot and a Stalker.
Same thing is happening over here on the other side of the map, as it looks like SeleCT is going for the no gas fast expand.
Yep.
Ah, he's actually going to block the natural over here with the engineering bay. I love that. If Protest players do not make a Zealot, make a no turn players, you always want to do this.
And just to let you know, Future did cancel that Zealot. I didn't actually see that. So he did cancel the Zealot. SeleCT immediately punishes his opponent for that.
This is just so annoying, because Stalkers really don't have a lot of DPS. Taking out 330 HP, Future already wants to drop this Nexus 20-30 seconds ago. It is not going to happen. Future is going to... How cool would it be if he follows it up like with a 4-gate and SeleCT is not prepared? Do you think it's possible?
It is not against SeleCT, man. Well, I mean, I say that with confidence for SeleCT, but I really feel like it's so difficult to actually get a successful 4-gate, especially on Cloud Kingdom, where you can just put 3 bunkers up and it actually walls off the whole thing.
I would have loved to see maybe one base Blink Stalker play. I think it's very good on Cloud. Certainly with an Observer as well.
I love these Marines though, because normally the direct transition after this as the Protoss is to actually get a lot of sentries.
Oh, but this can get very risky for SeleCT. I don't think that SeleCT is ever going to be able to get this bunker up. If that second Stalker joins in time, I guess he will get it up, but he's going to end up losing those Marines. So this
he misses one of the shots on the Marine.
But still, he's going to be able to kill a lot of STVs over here, but at the same time, he's probably going to have to worry about his main base. Crazy turn of events here.
Oh yes, the one Stalker. Oh my god, Future does not micro that, and the Marine is going to just walk directly into the bunker. In the meantime, the 4 Marines are just going to town on the probes over here. Now, why it's so important to get 4 is that you actually 2-shot all the probes. That's really, really important, because you can just keep fighting back. Beautiful position.
Future did a lot of damage with his 2 Stalkers, but not nearly as much damage as these 4 Marines are doing right now. He will finally be able to warp in units, so he's going to be able to deal with this. Be careful with your Stalker. He might actually end up losing the Stalker.
Oh my god, he barely saves it, but he might just lose it right here. No, SeleCT is just going to leave that be.
Oh, nice micro by Future.
But look at the income tab. Look at workers lost already, 21 to 18, 9 to 5 kills. SeleCT is in a huge advantage because he has double orbital. Now, as I said, mules are 4.5 workers. That gives him, if you want to look at it this way, it's what? 31 workers to 22. That's quite big.
Yeah, it is a very big advantage. And I really think what was crucial there, Andre, is that he lost that one of those 2 Stalkers almost immediately against only SCVs. He didn't have to lose that Stalkers because he had 2 Stalkers over here. And imagine if you have 2 Stalkers, then SeleCT is not going to be able to mine from his natural in like forever. He's even going to be forced to abandon the orbital because he's just never going to get a Marine into these bunkers.
Yeah, it was a really big misstep in Future's part to obviously lose the Stalkers.
Oh, he has to be careful. These Stalkers
and
are
now
so
he's
low
gonna
in
lose
HP.
these 2 Stalkers? No, he saves one of them. Oh, he shoots back. I don't know why he did that. Wow, that was so dangerous. I really think Future is playing with fire there. But in the back, he's actually, he has 3 gates going for the robotics facility, but it's all very late. Look at how fast this starport is already.
Yeah, despite that crazy start, despite the fact that SeleCT lost 5-6 SCVs in the start, and he had to worry about all kinds of things, he's still getting a really quick starport. That starport is going up at the same time as almost as the robotics facility. That one is a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good job by SeleCT.
This is standard starport timing, and that's surprising with all the different changes that we had in the beginning. That's why it's
because you can see
fast.
that Future's builder is so extremely delayed about everything because of everything what happened.
Wow, going robotics facility and then Twilight Council. So his power in his army is going to be very staggered since his investment is all over the place, I think, in this beginning stage. I don't think he's going to be able to stop a 2 medevac drop, honestly.
I think what he's going to try to do is, well, it's very hard to say. Both charge and blink would be evenly good. Actually, he's going to get a warp prism, so I think he might be getting charged first. That's kind of what I've been talking about earlier today. That would be weird. If he would go for blink and SeleCT would actually make one of those mistakes that we talked about earlier, try to drop while he would just win in a straight up fight. Blink could be awesome because you could blink below those medevacs, pick them off, and suddenly the game can be completely even again.
Well, that's assuming he drops into the main. If he doesn't, if SeleCT just goes straight up into the natural, I honestly don't think Future can actually defend that.
I actually think he wants to get DTs.
That would be sick.
No, he's getting charged now.
Okay, well.
Okay, so I guess he's going to try to drop charge slots in the main base after he can perhaps force field off the main, but
I don't think this is the wrong timing.
Yeah,
I mean, your robo is delayed. You know your opponent hasn't really delayed anything else for himself.
Well, he can use charge, of course, to defend as well, but I don't even think that charge is going to be ready when the fight starts. It's going to be close, but if SeleCT just goes with it, and SeleCT ain't crazy in general, he reads these kind of games very well. And I've always liked SeleCT against Protoss, even though he did lose against Creator today, and even pretty hard. Certainly against foreign Protosses, SeleCT is always one of my favorite Terrans to watch.
I agree.
And it's going to be so hard for Future to play from this position.
But this Warp Prism is actually supposed to come in before the medevacs are out, not afterwards. Because yes, he will get a couple of Zealots in here.
No, you're right.
But the same problem exists where the drop is incoming. And he's going to just pick up and smash face. And look at that, he takes out the Warp Prism. Beautiful play by SeleCT, and now he's going to load up, I think, in the bottom left-hand position.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought he was going to do. SeleCT only lost 4 additional SCVs during that Zealot drop, and I was really waiting for that. That's why I was paying attention to these medevacs. He's going to load into the main base. Future is completely out of position. He has 2 Stalkers over here, but that's not going to be enough. I don't think he can deal with this Tim Bio.
He's going to win the game right here, SeleCT. And it's such a shame because, Future just didn't have the material necessary to actually defend us.
Wow, look at these
Charge is not good in this position.
Not when you force the Marines out. Invincible Marines, and Future is going to be forced to back off. And SeleCT is just dealing an enormous amount of damage into the main base of Future right now.
And this is going to be it. I mean, there's nothing that it can really do. Now taking out the sentries, which are actually so important, especially if you're going a no upgrade style. You need those sentries out for the Guardian Shield. There it is, GG.
Look at units lost resources as well. 4,600 for Future against only 1,500 for SeleCT. SeleCT played this so well. But I can't help to question Andre. What would have happened if he wouldn't have lost that second Stalker in the start? If you keep 2 Stalkers alive while your opponent is only producing Marines 1 at a time, that's so big.
You're going to kill every single Marine that tries to go to the bunker.
Yeah, and you can run even up the ramp, and then you can start working on these depots. SeleCT will be forced to repair those depots because he doesn't want to give entrance to those Stalkers.
That's absolutely true.
So it would have been a completely different game. One minor micro mistake, losing that 1 Stalker against those 3-4 SCVs, I think could have changed everything.
And even after that, I really question the decision to go Warp Prism. Let me explain it real quick. Warp Prism is meant to give yourself, again, a little bit of time to get some sort of important upgrade, whether it be charge, whether it be blink, something like that, so you can defend against the drop really easily. So what the Warp Prism does is says, okay, I'm gonna drop you around 9 minutes, and that'll keep all of your units inside your base, because at any time I can just do a mass drop. As soon as you leave, I'm gonna drop. So it kind of keeps you in there until Vikings come out, and then you can actually deal with that effectively. But what happens is you only have 2 medevacs, and then you push out after Vikings come out. It gives you, you know, around a minute, but normally you can get whatever important upgrade directly after that, whether it be, you know, High Templars, whether it be charge, blink, and you're able to deal with the drop very effectively. Going in after the drop, though, after the 10-minute, 11-minute mark, I think that is super silly, and it's just, you're actually killing yourself.
And I think if, like, it's very funny because this is actually something I told Bitter, like, right this morning. This is somehow I've been playing. But I don't think, I didn't take the strategy very serious yet, even though it's been going quite well on ladder. But I'm not really playing GM level right now. It's a little bit below that, but a little bit below the GM is already, there's such a big difference between these pros. So I didn't take it super serious yet. But the idea can definitely work, like getting a couple of charge lots in someone's main base, buying time, and then by the moment they want to counter, you can already have Storm again.
Exactly.
But these timings, they were just so far off. This was just, Stim was ready, Medevacs were ready, and then flying in with a Warp Prism, it's never going to work.
Going robotics facility and then Twilight Council, that's a very, very heavy investment. So you need some finesse unit like that, like a High Templar or Blink Stalkers or charge slots to actually deal with the army, because you're not relying on upgrades. There's no way you can get upgrades, a Robo and a Twilight Council.
Point taken, and I think you were spot on. So too bad for Future. He tried, but he was not going to beat SeleCT. This is good news for SeleCT and all the SeleCT fans out there, because this means that SeleCT has won 2 games so far, so he is qualified as well for the fan voting. But that is something to worry about much later on. But then we're going to have the Ultimate King of the Hill challenge with the 4 most popular players.
Yep.
And they're going to play for a lot more money than we're giving out now, but we're still giving out a lot of money. SeleCT so far has won $150, and he can still make it 300 today. He has 2 more games. Next up is going to be Spanishiwa.
I'm really looking forward to Spanishiwa. I've actually talked to him a ton. He's a hard worker. He's a very, very hard worker. He takes notes every single time he plays his games. He studies a lot. He watches a ton of replays, and I can't wait to see how he does against the powerhouse that is SeleCT. We're going to go into that after this break, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. SeleCT versus Spanishiwa after this.